we are going to commence with the All Signs love readings for, well, we're going into finishing the first week of July, going into the second week of July, aren't we? I've already burnt some sage. I'm feeling very, very tense at the moment. There's lots going on in work, and it's the end of the academic year, so I'm just mentally drained. Just got to push through 2 more weeks. Right, so we've got some new decks. I've got my new No Communication Messages Oracle. And I got these positive affirmations as well. Okay, so let's do that. Let's dive in. So starting off with Aries. Staying with the Aura Tarot deck, because it fits in with the colour scheme. Okay. Couple of shuffles first. I'm going to try for half an hour per reading. And get 6 signs done. And then we've got people coming over for lunch, so I will have to stop then. Welcome in. Hi, welcome in. I'm not taking individual questions. I'm going through each of the zodiac signs, okay? So you'll follow the narrative of whatever comes out for your person's sign. Starting off with Aries. Hi, Erica. Hi, Pulkit. Hi, Zishan. Hi, Manisha. Spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Aries' highest good. How is Aries feeling in this second week of July 2025 with regards to one they're thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Aries is feeling, first of all, please. Right, so straight out with the 7 of Wands reversed and the Ace of Pentacles upright. Now, the 7 of Wands reversed is, well, when it's upright, it's someone who's combative, they're argumentative, they're trying to get the higher ground, they want the advantage. It's a card that's very determined, very competitive. It makes me think of, you know, when you're trying to create new opportunities for yourself in work and you go for a promotion and you feel like you've got the edge over everyone else. If you apply that to love, you know, maybe you're trying to get the attention of another. Maybe, you know, they get a lot of suitors attracted towards them. So it's this air of competition, okay? When that's reversed, perhaps we're feeling, you know, like we haven't got the advantage, we're at a disadvantage. In terms of an Ace of Pentacles, now Aces of Pentacles are when our hard work and our determination and something we really want is met with good luck from the universe. So I think there's something that you really want, Aries. And it could be a leveling up in love, or it could be more financial. but you're feeling somewhat at disadvantage, okay? And it may not be the case, or it may be the case, okay? Whoops, let's move that. I'm just going to move a little bit further back so you can see more of the cards. It's better, isn't it? I don't answer personal questions. Zishan, if you watch your sign, maybe there will be something about family that comes out in that. Or you can ask, you know, on a different channel. The King of Swords. Okay, so the King of Swords upright is... The King of Swords is when you use your intellect, your intelligence. Knowledge is power. Being strategic, you know, playing a game of chess, treating life like a game of chess, that is power. So this is when we use logic over heart. And we're using sort of the power of our mind. Okay, so this is, yeah, it's logic. It's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy when you see swords. Swords are thoughts, and they are communication, and they are knowledge. We can manipulate people with the things that we say, okay, the way that we speak, the words that we use, and the facts that we obtain, the knowledge that we obtain on people. So with this being upright, it's not a nasty, it's more strategic. If it was reversed, I'd say you're trying to manipulate people, you're trying to control, or, you know, get knowledge on them. But this way, it's more like, this way it's more honest. You know, swords are honesty, integrity. Think about Libra, the scales of justice, just always wanting balance, always wanting fairness. It's heavy Aquarius energy, actually, which is about serving your community. Acts of service are the way that Aquarians show their love. No, I'm not taking individual questions. I've never done that. I read the zodiac signs, okay? So there could be something about family that comes out, but I only take specific questions if it's like a paid reading. Okay, the Eight of Wands reversed and the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Now, that's interesting what I was saying earlier about there's something that you want that you feel at a disadvantage over, because if these cards were upright... Hi, Sandeep. I'm not taking individual questions. You'll have to go to a different channel if you're looking for questions to be answered in lives. Eight of Pentacles. If that was upright, that's someone that's working really, really hard. They're working on their skills. Then maybe they're taking on a course. Maybe they're taking on a promotion. Maybe they are, you know, adding another trade to their skill set, another string to their bow. You might retrain for a different career. This is like the desire and the hard work and determination to build for the future. Pentacles are time, money, and energy, okay? So the Eight of Pentacles is all about growth. The Seven of Pentacles is reflection on the past. This is about the future. The Eight of Wands is fast action, progress, fast communication, okay? It's forward movement that's very, very quick. Remember that Wands are fire energy. And there's 8 of them here. She is absolutely flying. You know, these ones are sprouting with leaves. Okay, there's a lot of growth. There's a lot of progress. With those two, bearing in mind what those cards mean, with them being reversed, there's delays to some sort of project or delays to some sort of leveling up. Things might feel like, you know, they're really challenged or slowed down or blocked at the moment. So quite a general message, but an important one. You're trying to be intelligent about it. You're trying to be King of Swords about it and matter of fact. And yeah, not get over emotional about it. But it's all to do with, that is all, if you look, that's all pentacles and wands. So it's all earth and fire, it's all practical energy, it's all goal orientated, highly driven, highly motivated energy, but having to be cool, calm and collected, you know, with these delays that we're receiving. Let's get 3 cards for the one that's showing up for you. We've got a third party dynamic that is reversed, okay? So someone has been exposed for dealing with more than one person, okay? Because in a love reading, and that's what this is, that's what that's about. Look, we've got the Justice reversed. The Justice upright is, it's the major arcana for Libra, it's the scales of justice. This is all about truth, honesty, integrity, facts, legalities, okay? Something has been very unjust, okay? So maybe this person exposed a third party they didn't know they were a part of, or they were the other person, the other man, the other woman, and they weren't committed to, so they feel that that's unjust. Let's get another one to see what is going on here. The Two of Pentacles reversed. Now, the Two of Pentacles upright is when we're constantly striving to find a balance. How do I prioritize? Do I prioritize A? Do I prioritize B? This is trying to manage responsibilities, earthly matters. It could be work and home. It could be work and health. It could be relationships, children. When that's reversed, the balance is all off. Okay, so someone feels that they can't get a proper balance. They feel there's too many people involved in terms of like third parties. They don't have exclusivity with another person. This is unjust. They're not being given fairness. They're not being given an equal amount of time, money or energy. Let's get 3 for the outcome. I don't know if you and this person are involved. This is someone that's coming through for the future, because you don't seem to be, it's like your energies are not really connected, you know, because you're really focused on money matters and things that you want for yourself in the physical realm. This is more about love, emotion, things being unfair in a love scenario. So do you know what I mean? It's not really showing up, as far as I can tell, that you are involved with each other. Right, we've got the Devil, and it sort of came out in the challenge position. So the Devil is the major arcana for Capricorn. The Devil's all about codependency. Okay, the Devil is, I'm addicted to this person sexually, or I can't stop thinking about this person, or I can't live my life without this person. You know, I won't survive financially if I'm not in this dynamic with them. So it's being codependent, like we can't be independent of them. It can be toxic as well. It could be an unhealthy situation that we're stuck in. So this is the challenge. So I don't think it's your challenge, Aries. I think it's their challenge, whoever this is that's showing up. They're probably coming into your future, but they need to get out of something toxic. And I think they could be someone's mistress or someone's, you know, boyfriend on the side. So we've got this like excitement for new, wanting a new adventure, a new start with someone else, someone different. A Page is, they're childlike, they're naive, they're optimistic and excited because they've not been down this road before. So they're not negative, they're not pessimistic, they've got no sense of sadness, grief, regret, loss, because this is a new start with a different person. And one's, you know, they're phallic, they're excitement, it's opportunity, it's, you know, high energy, fiery, passionate, excited. I know you need to go to a different channel if you want individual questions or individual readings. This is collective for each sign. So I'm just halfway through Aries at the moment. So you can watch your sign, or you could go to a different channel if you're looking for individual guidance. Now we've got the Queen of Swords upright, the Nine of Cups reversed, the Knight of Pentacles upright, and the Queen of Cups reversed. Let me have a think about this now. See, we've got a King and a Queen of Swords, so that's a matching suit. Nine of Cups reversed. Nine of Cups is someone that doesn't want to be, that they're not happy in themselves how things are. They don't want to be in this situation anymore. Queen of Swords can be a divorce card. Knight of Pentacles is dating and wanting to offer an opportunity. Like, Pentacles is investment. If it was Knight of Wands, they'd just want to sleep with the person. If it was Knight of Cups, they'd be, you know, falling in love. Potentially falling in love with the person. Very, very much about that one person. This is someone who wants investment for a future. Because this is a coin, it's time, money, and energy. They want the long term, you know. When you date someone, there's no guarantee that it's going to become long term, but you can have the intention that if it's going well, you would like it to be, you know, fair, equal, put assets together, this kind of thing. They want security. It's a very earthy, grounded energy. The Queen of Cups reversed is it's someone who's either over emotional or under emotional. I think they could be under emotional though, because we've got this Queen of Swords upright, and that's about logic, and that's upright, and this is reversed. That's someone who's an empath, someone who's very calm, generous of heart, forgiving, level-headed. This is like, they could be over emotional, under emotional, and I'm going to say under because we've got this sword, which is like thoughts, communication, logic, you know, that chessboard vibe. Someone's they're really not happy being a bit on the side, and they're going to sever those ties in order to receive something new, something exciting, you know, something they've not done before. They're going to break this toxic situation up. They're going to release themselves as the other man or the other woman. Or, because we've now got the King and Queen of Swords, they want to separate from you. You're the King of Swords, right? They're showing up as the Queen of Swords, which I would say is a married couple now that I've seen both of those. And they could have cheated and found it really, really difficult to keep this going. They could know that it's unjust, it's unfair. You know, they cannot manage it all, and therefore they're going to break the toxic cycle. I don't think they're going to pick you though. If you're married and you feel that someone's been cheating, they're not going to pick you. Okay, they're going to go for you. They're going to invest in it. They intend to put money, time, and energy into it because they're not happy. They're really not happy. And they're trying to be like really stern about it and logical, and they're not getting over emotional. The reason I'm going to the fact that it could be that you're married to this person is because we've got a matching suit. We've got King and Queen of Swords. Kings and queens have a lot of responsibility. They're very calm. They're considered. They probably have a house, a home, kids, or a high-paid job. They can't afford to be frivolous. But then to go from being a Queen of Swords to a Knight and a Page of Wands, and to be unhappy where you are currently, would suggest that, especially with this third party card, and not able to manage anymore, you know, having everything on the go, all these plates spinning, all these people that they've got to please. They can't do it and they know it's wrong. So for their own happiness, they're going to put their own happiness first and go for this new adventure. I mean, so you know your situation, you know whether you're married, you know whether they've been cheating, you know whether it's been really, really difficult to grow and expand. And this could be why, you know. It could be separate to that, and it could be that this is someone that's coming through that's married, but it just looks like you could be unrelated, but it's strange to get the King and Queen of Swords. It's strange to get a matching suit in a complete reading like this and you not be involved. I mean, there could be a Libra, and that's why they're showing up as a Queen of Swords, and there could be someone that just wants balance. That's why we've got the Justice card. You know, they want to be legit. They don't want to be illegitimate and be someone's bit on the side, or they don't want to be married and have someone else. So they're trying to... this is someone that's trying to clean up their act and go legit, okay, in any case. This person that's showing up is trying to go legit, and they're trying to just be involved with one person and do things the right way. Because there's been too many people in a... yeah, it's not being exclusive. It's not being honest. And it's unmanageable. Does that make sense? So let's clarify their side, because you know what you're going through and why you feel the way that you feel, so I don't want to use up our time on that. Why have they got the Justice reversed? Why third party reversed? Why the Two of Pentacles reversed? Hoity-toity, okay? So they're not getting on with someone because they find them to be stuck up, demanding, all like material. They don't like it. Maybe they think that's what you're like. You might be like, shut up, excuse me. Okay, but you might be people that just have different priorities, different goals, different values, okay? That's their perception. It doesn't mean it's true. You know, your cards are very financially driven. They're very goal orientated, and that's your job as an Aries to do that. You're Aries, the Emperor. Okay, it's your job to have champagne. It's your job to have a goblet. It's your job to have status in life. You're not apologetic for it. That's why you've got goals, priorities, vision. You know, you want drive, you want motivation, and, you know, they're busy thinking about love and cups, and they think it's pretentious. They think it's stuck up to worry about being goal orientated. So do you understand, like, it's different priorities and different focus. They need to sharpen the lens on that aspect of their life if they're to be with an Aries. Trusted ties, build rapport, believe in mutual respect, and respond with understanding. That's what they ought to do. Okay, they're trying to exercise mutual respect, and you don't get that when you're cheating and lying and, you know, stringing people along or keeping up a pretense about a lifestyle. You don't get that. Okay, so they need to believe in mutual respect and work on, you know, being a more truthful, honest, just person, and then they can focus on priorities. Gurpreet, I'm not taking individual questions, so you can watch your sign and see if something comes out to do with that, or you can go to a different channel to ask your question. I'm doing a spread for the collective, people that are Aries or they're cross-watching Aries. Investigating. Ooh, are they worried that someone's onto what they've been up to? I think they're worried, you know, that they're getting found out. See, I don't think it's you that's done any cheating or anything like that, because it's not giving me that. You're just focused on growth and expansion, like work-wise and goals-wise. You know, house renovations, promotions, pay increases. It's giving like you're very much about like what goals you've got, what dreams you've got, aspirations. They're focused on like, you know, love, like authenticity, a third party situation, starting a new adventure with someone. You know, nights are like, you know, new. It's like dating energy, pages, dating energy. It's like the start of something new. They're not happy. They're focused on cups and emotions and happiness, like individual happiness. So they're either leaving you, or this is someone in your future that's going to leave a person to go to prioritize something new, or, you know what I mean? Is someone in a third party that wants to get out of a third party. I keep stepping towards you only to pull away again. They've been like keeping up a pretense and going along with things because they thought that's what you do, you know. But now they want to do what their heart wants, which is go and be with the person that's being the bit on the side, you know, I think. Or maybe they get more attention from that person, or they feel more connected to them. Maybe this isn't to do with you and they're in something, they're married to someone else and they've been having a third party and they want the divorce to go and be with the third party because they just don't feel like they're in this. But then why would they show up in your reading? I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to work out with the new person, does it? They just don't feel connected to the person that they're with. They don't have the same values. That's a divorce card, guys. So they're married, whether it's to you or someone else, this person's married. They want out. They don't want to cheat and have secret stuff. They want to go legit with someone else. If Aries isn't involved with anyone, when is this new person going to come into Aries' life then? This person that wants love, true love. They don't care about pretension. They don't care about being hoity-toity and stuff. They want to be genuinely connected to someone. When is this going to come in? November. So if you're not involved with anyone, if you're not married to anyone, then someone's coming in for you that's a divine counterpart. And you literally suit each other because they're a Queen of Swords and you're a King of Swords. It says stop rushing things. And then it says around June, and it says November. So for some of you, it'll be closer to November, and for some of you, it could be June next year, which makes more sense to me because they've got all this crap going on. Hi, Billie Jean. Hi, Erica. They've got so much going on with other people that why would they be ready for you? And you're not focused on love. You're like, you know, looking at your goals, your aspirations, you're like, your career, your, you know, projects that you've got. I think they're tangled up in stuff and they're someone you're manifesting in for the future, but it could be that it's your husband or wife and they're divorcing you to go and be with their like bit on the side. Maybe there's two narratives here, but you know, I've done for both. I've got you a time in if you're not involved with anyone. This person's your future and they're coming in around June next year, or they could be earlier than that. They could be November this year. Tell you what, we've got one more clarification card. Gold digger. They want your money being used. Yeah, so that goes with the hoity-toity, doesn't it? This person feels like they were used financially. I'm sure you got something like this for your last weekly reading, Aries. This person feels like the person that's with them just wants the status that they get by being with them. They just want the money. They want the material wealth, the lifestyle. But this person wants genuine love. Okay, they don't feel happy. This is a person that is unhappy within themselves because they recognize that the person just cares about stuff. They recognize the person doesn't love them. Not really. They love the lifestyle and what they can get them. Okay, so I'm not answering individual questions, but you could go to a different channel because some people do that. Okay. Let's get messages from them, just in case you are experiencing someone who's a cheater. I just realised I had them the wrong way round. Oh well. Let the past go. Can we rewind time and go back to before we were both broken down by life? Our past holds us back from our future. Yeah, someone just feels like really emotionally distant. So if this is someone that you feel has been cheating on you, it's genuinely that they're just, you know, they're really not happy, like, in the situation. So they are going to ask for a divorce if you're married. If you're not married to this person, you know, just know that they're in a situation where they feel so, like, they've got so far away from the person that they once loved. They're really, really distant and they keep trying to get closer. They need to feel like they're further away from them, and it's just really not making them unhappy. They might be investigating their person to see if they're using them financially, but also cheating on them, you know? Right, let's get you some advice. This is all about you. So you know someone's coming in around November or June next year. November this year or June next year. Right, advice for Aries, please. First light, beginning a new cycle. Yeah, so if it's divorce, it's a new cycle. If it's not, then you've got a new cycle beginning with this person around November this year or June next year. Unless they're talking about around June, like we've only just started July, haven't we? But there's so much going on with this person, like I can't imagine if they knew that it would be now. You'd have to be at least a few months away, wouldn't it? You know, ideally you'd want it to be about a year away if they were mangled and all this. Getting divorced and, you know, getting away from a gold digger. Someone who's a cheater. Let's get you some positive affirmations. I've done it again. I am capable of creating a life filled with joy and happiness. Okay, so that's your positive affirmation. You can say that to yourself when you're driving to work or you're going to sleep at night, when you get up in the morning. I am capable of creating a life filled with joy and happiness. And you say it and you start to believe it the more you say it, because you might be telling yourself negative things and you might have negative self-talk creeping in where you're like, oh, am I always going to be by myself? I'm always going to have problems like this. No. Okay, so start telling yourself and saying out loud, I'm capable of creating a life filled with joy and happiness. Let's get you some sacred geometry. Dynamic. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of life. Layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So some of your current lifestyle and some of a new lifestyle with a different person is going to mesh together, okay? And it's going to make the perfect mix. You've got a new cycle coming in. We've got this dynamic aspect. And, you know, you are capable of creating a life filled with joy and happiness, okay? Someone's going to bring that, like, fifth element to your life. And it's just going to be the perfect set of ingredients. You know, and you are Aries the Emperor, you are Aries the Ram, you know, you will push forward, you will get what you want, okay? But sometimes we need, like, ingredients from another person to just get that full recipe, don't we? So don't do negative self-talk, okay? Because there's lots coming in for you in the next 6 to 12 months, and more things will continue to develop and change, and the chemistry is going to, you know, get right. Okay, so I hope that resonates with people. Let's see what spirit animal you're showing up as right now, Aries, before I let you go. The snake. Wow. Okay, so snakes are able to survive in really, really hot, dry temperatures, okay? It's like fire energy. Snakes are able to defend themselves really, really well. Okay, they're more on the defense, aren't they, than like going around just attacking things mindlessly. They keep it moving. I think that's a very Aries thing to do, to keep things moving. And look at the way the snake is surrounding all the like magic there. This is the flower of life. This is sacred geometry. The universe is abundant, and what I ask for will be given to me. Okay. In order to reproduce, because I feel like the snake is protecting its eggs, you know, you need another person for that, don't you? And I feel like maybe the defences are working overtime, and we could let that down and make room for another person to come into the mix. But, you know, this is all interconnected. Sacred geometry has no beginning, it has no end. You know, energy is not created, nor is it destroyed. It's flowing continuously around. So you're bang in the middle of this. You're interconnected. You're in good company with the universe, okay? And it's abundant. So what you're waiting for is coming to you. Does that make sense? I think they're really, really nice cards to get out together. I think it's really optimistic. Blocks are going to be removed, delays are going to be removed, and another person to help push things and bring other ingredients is going to be like beautiful. Okay, someone who's previously had a gold digger, so you know this person's not going to be a gold digger, the one that's coming in for you. Okay, you don't need to keep this up anymore. All right, let's move on to Taurus. That was a long ass reading, but it was a good one. Don't force it, okay? Ask what you want. Ask for what you want. Ask your angels to intervene, but then surrender it and let them get to work on it. If you try to force stuff, that's the best way to slow it down, because you just get really tense and then you lower your vibrational energy. And you start saying negative things like, I'm never going to meet anyone, I'm always going to be by myself, or these projects aren't going to get underway because it's just me. You don't need to say that, okay? It's not the truth. Just put out there what you want, because your angels don't know how to help you and they can't intervene, they're not allowed. So you have to ask for help. Say, angels, this is what I want someone with these qualities. I want them to be able to be dynamic and support me so that I'm not doing everything alone, because every emperor needs an advisor, a confidant, someone they can decompress with, because they have to have their guard up, you know, and battle lots of things and deal with heavy stuff all the time. So you need someone that you can decompress with and, you know, take confidence in them and be like soft and squishy with. You can't be an emperor 24/7, okay? Right, so we're going on to Taurus. Kingmaker, I'm not taking individual questions, okay? You'll need to go to another channel if you want that. Oh my goodness. I was just like so distracted then. I was thinking about how fried I feel. And it just squished all the cards out my hands. I need a holiday. That's what I need. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Taurus's highest good. How is Taurus feeling in the second week of July 2025 with regards to when they're thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for Taurus, please. How is Taurus feeling? The Hermit. Okay, so you could be keeping to yourself at the moment. You could be in deep reflection, deep analysis, contemplation. There could be people in the past that you're ruminating over, recent or far past. You could also be thinking about what you want for your future, okay? But you have got your walls up at the moment and no one's getting in. It's a fortress, right? So in this part of the story of the Major Arcana, the Fool realizes that he must walk this part of the journey alone. And he knows that the answers lie within him. So this is deep soul searching, it's shadow work, healing, figuring things out, processing, you know, lots and lots of deep processing. And I think we're very good at that. I think we can go too much into that at times, analysis paralysis. However, we do deal with stuff in a healthy way. It hurts. We take our time away from others and then we get over it. Okay, so it is a healthy card. It's a healthy process to go through. High fashion store. It's the Major Arcana for Virgo, by the way. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Pentacles, but that's reversed. So you could have work on the mind at the moment. You could be thinking, oh my goodness, you know, I've got a change in circumstances or coming to the end of a contract. I need to find new work, or I'm no longer happy in my workplace. You could be a little bit plagued by financial worries at the moment, or you want to put together with another person. You know, you don't want to keep doing things by yourself, and it's not because you can't, it's because you don't want to. You want the 10 of Pentacles, okay? So I think you've got all of this practical stuff on your mind at the moment. Five of Swords. Okay, so you could feel like you're trying to have the last word on stuff, trying to defend yourself, trying to joust with people, and it's just everyone's walking away in different directions, you know. It could be words that you've had with the last person that you were involved with. You keep going over, you know, what happened, or you kind of got the final say and sent them packing. I mean, swords are communication and thoughts, so there could have been crosswords spoken or blocking or some kind of divisive move that means no one's talking to each other anymore. Some sort of argument. Let's get some cards for them, because we don't need to keep talking about how you're feeling. Okay, they are feeling quite... This is like the opposite of carefree, so it's burdened, it's deflated, disillusioned. Is that the right word? Yeah. The Sun card you see when it's upright is like, I'm happy, I'm carefree, I don't have a worry in the world. You know, in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, it's a naked baby riding a horse bareback, giggling, you know, with the sun shining behind it. It's like carefree optimism, being ignorant of life's problems. This is someone who's not ignorant of their problems, okay? They're feeling a bit pessimistic, a bit down, a bit burdened. preoccupied. The Page of Swords reversed. Yeah, so this is someone who's got you on block as well. Okay, so a Page of Swords, when they're upright, is someone who's intrigued, curious. They're trying to gather information. They're observant. They're watching. They're waiting. This is like the opposite of that. Like, you know, spitting your dummy out and putting someone on block. They don't want to know, okay? They're down, they're disillusioned, they don't want to know. Then we've got the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is when two people have just met recently and they've fallen in love. If it was the Six of Cups, it would be nostalgia. It would be someone who's got a soul tie to another because they've known each other for many years. This is new, okay? This is new. Two is, you know, when the numbers in tarot run from like 2 to 10, you know this is the beginning, near the beginning of something. So let's get 3 cards for the outcome. Each person in that picture has a cup, so they both feel the same about one another. They've fallen in love. Right, this is spun around to the challenge. The challenge is the Knight of Wands, okay? Very, very magnetic sexual energy. The Justice. Can things be fair? Can things be noble? Can things be legal? The Three of Cups, third party situation. Four of Pentacles, possessive. Eight of Pentacles, growth, expansion. Right, so that really strongly feels like people that are dealing with each other, and one of them is already committed. Okay, can there really be growth and expansion in this if the person's already committed? Can it go legit? Can it be more than sex? Can it have a future? Can it have legs? That's the challenge. So possibly this person's fallen in love. They've got someone on block though. Or they've, you know, or they've not spoken to them for a long time and they're quite burdened about all of this. They're not carefree. Yeah, so we've got mental entrapment. Feeling trapped, feeling stuck, feeling like there's no way out. That's the challenge. Let's get one more for the outcome. Divorce card. Okay, Queen of Swords is I am going to sabotage. I'm going to do what's honest, what's fair, what's just. I want truth. I want to be clean cut about this. It's honest conversations, wanting the truth back. It does look like on both sides, if you are involved with this person but not talking to them, if there's been a long time of not being involved and it didn't get beyond starting to develop feelings, it never got to a proper relationship, one of you is already taken, and I think they're really, really plagued about what to do about this, but they might be leaning towards getting a divorce. Because it can't go anywhere if they don't do that. right? It can't go anywhere if they don't do that. They can't give you time, money, and energy. They can't grow and expand. They can't make an honest husband or wife out of you, and they're not honouring the person that they're with. They're very, very sexual, like sexually attracted to this. They don't like being without you. They've fallen in love, and they know that you're not gonna. You've drawn a line in the sands, and you're not gonna like pursue it or entertain it any longer unless you get, you know, things done in a legitimate way. Let's clarify their side, because you know why you feel the way that you feel and all the rest of it. Oh my God. Exit plan. Someone wants out, but they aren't making a move yet. Be prepared for sudden changes. Dream world, living in a fantasy land, illusions, not real love. They're unhappy in the situation that they've been in, and they are planning to leave it. Okay? We've had confirmation of that now. Hanging on, release the past and let yourself love again. Jesus Christ. Double confirmation. They want to be in love, genuinely. They miss that feeling. Holy moly, Taurus, my God. Oh my God, total drama. It's time for action. Bloody hell. Hearing your name still makes my heart race. They've never stopped being excited about you, okay? They constantly wish that they're going to bump into you. Those seemingly coincidental events are actually pre-arranged. They believe in fate. They believe that you came into their life to trigger all this change in them, okay? And they're not ignorant of that at all. Not at all. They're making their exit plan, and they've decided it's time to act on it. Fucking hell. Right. Let's get one more clarification. Gold digger. They feel that the person that they are married to likes them for financial reasons, okay? Stays with them for financial reasons. It's purely financial. They feel used. They don't feel seen or heard, okay? Someone's with them for what they can provide them with. Right, let's get messages from them. I'm single. I'm single right now. I'm not attached to anyone. I'm not looking to get into a relationship at this time. I mean, that would make sense if they've got to process this huge change in their life. Perhaps they're just wanting to step out of what they're in and then just be out of everything for a bit before they step into. They're definitely in love. They're definitely in love, right? They get really, really excited when someone mentions you, or if they see your name, like it's like thrilling to this person. But they feel so stuck and so bound, and they are going to make a move, right? They're going to make the ultimate move and leave the person that they're with, but they don't want to step from one thing into the other. They need like that in between, like gap. I mean, can you imagine the judgment if you just stepped out of one house into another? People be like, oh, it's that person's fault. They've stolen you from me. But if they just step out of it and then they're separate to everything, then it's just on them, isn't it? It's just on them that they just weren't genuinely happy in that situation anymore. And now they're independent of it. And it's not, there's no one to blame. So I wouldn't be mad about that if they're just kind of being a single entity for a bit. It's because they don't want the shit going on to you. Does that make sense? Let's get a time in on this. They might not tell us, but they might. Let's see. Stop focusing on time. Getting a bit of a telling off there. Okay, there's been some delays because they might have tried to force this and make it work, or they might have given up at periods. February is going to be an important month. February next year, okay? Don't forget, we've just said that they're trying to keep you out of the mess, okay? So there will need to be a gap of some sort where this person is just undoing what they're in and they're not bringing it onto you. Does that make sense? Just thinking what my next. Let's get advice for you then, Taurus, because this is about you. Stepping into power, you are strong beyond measure. Okay, keep doing what you're doing, Taurus, because every step that you go solo is making you become more and more independent, stronger, wiser, more resilient, and it's very, very attractive. You've laid down boundaries, you've drawn a line in the sand, and it's forced things to go a better way, okay? Ooh, transition. Not had this before. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. Wow. Something monumental has taken place here, guys. What are you showing up as at the moment? Bear. Well, bears are big and strong, aren't they? Earthy energy, isn't it? Bear. You're being capable, okay? You can frighten off anyone that you need to. You can find resources, you can move around, you can do what you need to do. You are a big, strong bear. So when you look up at the sky and you see, is it Ursa Major? Is that what it is, or I just made that up? I don't know. The bear. You see the bear in the sky and you realise that's you, okay? You are strong, you are confident, you're stepping into your power, you're making moves, right? You're capable, you don't need anyone else. This is your, like, come up. It is, isn't it? It is Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. Right, let's get you some positive affirmations. I can't believe your unspoken truth is total drama and action. I'm deserving of love and respect. I am deserving of love and respect. I am deserving of love and respect. Okay, you know that, and that's what you want. And that's what you're going to get. So that's your positive affirmation to say to yourself over and over and over, okay? I'm going to take a break because I've been on here for over an hour. I need the loo desperately. Hi, Leora. Manwa, you need to go to a different channel if you want individual questions answered. I don't do that. I read through the zodiac signs. It's like a continuous narrative that's happening in people's lives. So you would watch your sign or the sign of your person and see what's going on with them. And that would answer your question, okay? Right, take care, guys. I'll be back on in a bit.